Top 10 outside linebackers going into the 2019 season. This is an interesting list to make because of, when it comes to outside linebackers, you have their stats can be different because you have the guys who are more pass rushing outside linebackers and the guys who, don't pass rush, who at times, go into coverage and make more, open field tackles than actually sack the quarterback. Let's start the list at number 10. Leighton Vander Esch. He's done big things in only his rookie year. He had 140 tackles this season. Big part of the Cowboys defense. I think the Cowboys have one of the best defenses in the league, and he's the reason why. Or part of the reason why. He's part of the reason why the Cowboys are probably going to make the playoffs. And the reason why they made the playoffs last season is because they had a really good defense. So Leighton Vander Esch, I can definitely see him moving up on the list. I think that there's a possibility that he makes, if I were to make this list next season, he's up in the top 5 range. I mean, he's already had 140 tackles in his rookie year. At number 9, Darius Leonard. He had 163 tackles on the year, which I believe was first in the league. Another guy who, within the next couple of seasons, I can see him in my top 5 and just higher up on this list. Both of these guys, Leighton Vander Esch and Darius Leonard, were rookies, and they did a really good job in their rookie year. So they're only going to go up from here. At number 8, Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith got paid just about a week ago, or a little bit more. He had 121 tackles and 4 sacks on the season. Another big part of the Dallas Cowboys defense. Him and Leighton Vander Esch. I think that, like I said, the Cowboys are going to make the playoffs, and the reason why is because of Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch. And, Jalen Smith was a guy that the Cowboys took in the draft not knowing if he was actually going to be able to recover because he had, I believe, an ACL tear or a knee injury in one of the bowl games in the end of his college career. But coming into the NFL, he's done a really good job in his first 2 seasons where he's played. So Jalen Smith at 8. At number 7, I have Demario Davis, who had 110 tackles on the season along with 5 sacks. I could see him floating around this part of the list. I guess you could possibly put him up a bit higher. It just, depends. I could see him. You could, like I said, you could put him up higher, maybe a spot or 2 higher, but not maybe anywhere too high. Demario Davis at number 7. At number 6, I have Tahir Whitehead. He had 126 tackles on the season. His last couple seasons that he has had good numbers, a good amount of tackles. You could definitely flip-flop him and the guy I have at number 5. They're only about 6 tackles off, looking at their stats. So you can go either way. At number 5, I have Lavonte David, who, like I mentioned, is only 6 tackles off of Tahir Whitehead, who had 126. Lavonte David, 120. He's been a good outside linebacker for the last couple seasons. So you could, once again, another guy who you could possibly, put at 6 or at 5. He floats around this area for the most part. I have Lavonte David here at number 5. At number 4, I have T.J. Watt, who had 13 sacks on the season. I originally had him at 3. I pushed him back a spot. Just because of, I think he's going to move up on this list, but the guy ahead of him had, he had bigger sample size. He had more years played and more statistics to look at, so I kind of valued how much longer the guy in front of him played, and that's why I have TJ Watt here at 13. At 4 with 13 sacks on the season. At number 3, I have Ryan Kerrigan. They had him and TJ Watt had the same number of sacks. I believe he has Levante David had I'm all over the place. Ryan Kerrigan. He had back-to-back seasons. I think he's had 13 sacks. I think 3 is a good solid spot. I could see JJ Watt possibly jumping ahead of him, but I think 3 is a good solid spot here for him. At number 2, 1 and 2 was interesting. I think it's obvious who my number 1 and my number 2 guys are, but the question is, where are they? Who's 1 and who's 2? They have similar stats, and it really came down to a coin flip. I just decided, who do I feel like calling number 1? And so I said, let me flip a coin to decide who number 1 is. You think, you should value stats, not a chance, not a coin flip, not a 50-50 chance. I'm like, I don't really care. So I just decided, let me flip a coin, and the number 2 guy is Von Miller. I think he was number 1 on my list a couple years back. He had 14.5 sacks on the season. He's a big part of the Broncos defense, one of the best defensive players in the league. 2 is a good spot. You could put him at 1. Like I said, it's really a coin flip. At number 1, Khalil Mack with 12.5 sacks on the season. Like I said, you can go either way. He's a big part of why the Bears are where they're at now and why they were a playoff team last season. And that is my top 10 outside linebacker list. So if you drop any opinions in the comment section below and like the video, why not? It doesn't cost you anything. Even if you didn't like the video, like it. What do you got to lose? Just, that is my top 10 outside linebacker video.